What do World War I prison camps, New York City lofts, and reformer machines have in common? If you guessed Mr. Joseph Pilates himself, you are absolutely correct. Pilates isn't just about movement. It is a masterclass in supply and demand, branding, and the psychology of spending money. And if you're wondering why I'm in workout wear, I want it to be on theme with the video. Now let's get back to reforming your understanding of the fitness economy, pun intended. From its humble beginnings in a World War I internment camp to becoming a $152 billion industry, Pilates isn't just shaping bodies, but it is also shaping markets. Let's dive into how centering, control, and concentration didn't just define this workout, but it has also defined Pilates as an economic phenomenon. But first, I would like to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Gaisha, and I am the Junior Economist, and I love exploring the connection between culture and money because economics is literally everywhere. So my goal in these videos is to give you a research paper in a video format that is not only insightful, informative, but as well as entertaining. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So in this video, we're going to answer 3 questions using some historical context, economic analysis, and some cultural insights. So the first one is, number 1, why is it so darn expensive? Number 2, how did it evolve from a niche practice to a global obsession? And number 3, what does this teach us about money, branding, and the secrets to staying power? The economic evolution of Pilates is defined by 3 phases, and we are going to begin with the innovation phase that begins in 1914 and ends in the 1970s. The story of Pilates begins in the most unexpected of places, a British internment camp during World War I. Yep, that's right. The origins of your favorite fitness routine trace back to a detention center. Joseph Pilates, a German national stuck in Britain, didn't waste his time wallowing though. Instead, he got real creative. He worked as a nurse caregiver, and he started experimenting with bed springs and hospital equipment, transforming them into makeshift resistance training tools. Picture this: patients doing exercises while still in their hospital beds. When the 1918 influenza epidemic hit England hard, wiping out thousands, Pilates' ward was miraculously spared. And Joseph Pilates credited this survival to his system of exercises, and the seeds of a fitness revolution were planted. Now let's fast forward to 1926. Joseph Pilates arrived in New York City with a head full of ideas and a heart set on innovation. Alongside his wife, Clara, he opened a studio at 939 8th Avenue. Here, he introduced the world to Contrology, which was his unique mind-body movement. The studio, stocked with specialized equipment like the Universal Reformer, which evolved from his early hospital bed experiments, became a magnet for Manhattan's dance elite. Injured dancers flocked to the studio, drawn by Joseph's precision and Clara's gentle adaptations that made his method approachable. This phase was a classic example of a monopolistic niche entry. Pilates created a solution for a particular audience: rehabilitation patients and professional dancers with zero competition. In many ways, Joseph Pilates pioneered a blue ocean strategy before the term even existed. His dedication to high specialization ensured exceptional results, but inherently limited scalability. Contrology's growth was tied directly to Joseph's ability to personally train instructors, and he was very meticulous. Joseph Pilates once boldly declared himself, "I'm 50 years ahead of my time." And he wasn't lying. The groundwork he laid would eventually turn a niche practice into a billion-dollar industry. Before we dive into the boutique boom of Pilates, a quick shout out to Econ Toolbox, which is the ultimate hub for economic analysis and personalized financial solutions. From tools to maximize your money to advanced business intelligence, econtoolbox.com has everything you need to take control of your finances. Visit us today. Now, let's dive into the boutique expansion phase, which occurred from the 1970s until the early 2000s, and let's explore how Pilates became a status symbol for dancers and celebrities alike. After Joseph Pilates' untimely death in 1967 from emphysema, his wife Clara and the Pilates elders took over as the guardians of his method. Clara kept the original New York studio running, while the elders, students like Romana Kravanaska, Kathy Grant, Eve Gentry, Ron Fletcher, and Lolita San Miguel, to name a few, spread the practice across the country. Each elder opened studios, trained instructors, and adapted Pilates to different audiences, ensuring its survival and growth. The boutique expansion phase positioned Pilates as an aspirational luxury good, leveraging exclusivity as a value driver. Studios operated more like artisan workshops than scalable businesses, prioritizing quality over quantity. Classes were intimate, equipment was expensive, and instructors were highly specialized, which is perfect conditions for luxury economics. Think of it like the makings of a Birkin bag. Something that is handcrafted, exclusive, and undeniably elite. By the 1980s and 1990s, as wellness trends surged, Pilates gained traction with celebrities like Madonna and Uma Thurman, who helped elevate its status. But its reliance on premium equipment and one-on-one instruction kept it from mass adoption. However, this exclusivity wasn't a downside, it was a feature. And Pilates' premium pricing reinforced its value in the eyes of its audience, which is a textbook example of perceived value in luxury branding. As Pilates grew into a mass market phenomenon, let me tell you about another initiative making an impact, Scholars and Dollars. We're a nonprofit dedicated to empowering communities through financial literacy. Do you want to help spread economic education? Well, visit us today at www.scholarsanddollars.com to learn how you can help support our mission. Now, let's see how Pilates scaled while keeping its luxurious edge, which is from the early 2000s to now. By the late 1990s, Pilates had earned a reputation as the it girl of boutique fitness. Enter the early 2000s. Wellness was no longer just for the rich and famous. It was a full-blown cultural movement. People didn't just want to work out. They wanted an experience. Pilates, with its promise of precision, elegance, and results, was ready to meet the moment. The growing demand for premium fitness, combined with new ways to scale and market the method, set the stage for its next big act, which is breaking out of the boutique bubble and going global. And this just wasn't about adding more reformers. It was a full-scale economic revolution, which paved the way for its multi-market development. Pilates cracked the code of price discrimination, which allowed for this once coveted workout revolution to serve every budget without losing its air of exclusivity. Boutique studios still lead the charge with reformer classes and private sessions priced on average from $35 to $200 per session, depending upon where you're going and who you're going to. Meanwhile, gyms like LA Fitness and the YMCA offer mat-based classes for as little as $15 per person. And for the homebodies, platforms such as Alloy Moves and YouTube deliver Pilates straight to your living room for just $20 a month or for free $99. This clever pricing strategy ensures that Pilates reaches every market segment while maintaining its sleek, high-value reputation. Pilates wasn't just growing in accessibility, but it was also scaling. Enter brands like Club Pilates and Solid Core, who took the boutique studio model and turned it into a nationwide and global phenomenon. These franchises brought consistency, professionalism, and dare we say, a little bit of that luxury charm to suburban neighborhoods and city centers alike. With tiered memberships and class packages, they made Pilates feel exclusive, yet approachable, like a luxury item on sale, but not too much on sale, because those memberships are still expensive. But today, Club Pilates has over 600 locations globally, proving that Pilates can keep its fancy vibes while going mass market. The franchise model turned Pilates into a scalable business while keeping it trendy, accessible, and Instagram worthy. Now let's be honest. Pilates got a glow up thanks to the digital revolution. Platforms like Peloton, Alo Moves, and YouTube brought Pilates into living rooms everywhere, making it more affordable and more accessible than ever. But here's the magic. Digital Pilates didn't replace studios at all. It complemented them because now you can mix a high-touch studio session with virtual classes at home, creating the perfect hybrid model. It's like having the best of both worlds. Personalized attention when you want it, and convenience when you need it. Now, since we have all of our historical context out the way, let's dive into the main question, which is, why is it so expensive? And the answer truly lies in three variables, which is number one being equipment costs, instructor costs, and as well as location costs. And so now let's dive into each one of these. In doing my research, the expense really lies in the factors of production, mainly being the supplies and as well as the human capital. Whereas the supplies just to buy one reformer can cost a studio owner or an individual, if you're like that, between $750 to $10,000, depending upon the type of specialization in which that you would want or desire in your reform machine. So that is one element. The second element being that a lot of hours are required for instructors to become certified in Pilates. And this can cost all the way up to $5,000. And this is not including continuing education. This is just an intro into the practice. So you have highly specialized equipment. You also have highly specialized instructors. And then number three is Pilates studios tend to be in very posh neighborhoods. And so and as well as in prime real estate locations. So when you have three of these mixed together, you have a perfect storm for a luxury service that is going to cater to a consumer who has a lot of disposable income. In addition to the factors of production and as well as the fixed costs, the fourth thing that is driving up the cost of Pilates is due to its operational constraints. Pilates is a very high touch workout. So therefore, in order to keep the practice safe and as well as for instructors to be as attentive as possible, class sizes usually average between 6 to 12 participants. So when we also throw in demand that is being driven by social media and as well as celebrity and just like its rehabilitation advantages, you have a perfect storm for a very pricey, but very much so worth it service. So we know that Pilates can hit your wallet hard. Listen, however, that is not the secret behind its staying power. It's more than just about the reformer, the pink Pilates princess, this, that, and the third. What's really driving it is the fact that it is in alignment with our broader economic trends. Pilates mirrors key economic shifts, number one being the rise of the experience economy, where people are more so willing to pay for services rather than goods. Number two is the digital disruption that is transforming all industries right now, and particularly how we consume fitness and as well as entertainment. And number three is how the luxury goods market is continuing to evolve and as well as transform to not only keep its air of exclusivity, but as well as its accessibility. And Pilates has truly succeeded in our modern world because of how it is adapting to these new changes while keeping its roots. And Pilates didn't just survive these trends, it also thrived because it avoided the middle market trap, which is something that a lot of fitness fads fall victim to. So let's explore this a bit. The success formula, avoiding the middle market trap. What makes Pilates truly fascinating isn't just about its longevity. It's how it sidestepped the dreaded middle market trap that has taken down so many luxury services. Think about brands like Bally, Total Fitness, or Curves. Both aimed squarely at the middle market and eventually fizzled out. But Pilates, no, it did the total opposite. By skillfully navigating the luxury ladder, a strategy similar to Starbucks, Pilates expanded downward without sacrificing its high-end appeal. Starbucks mastered this by offering premium coffee shop experiences while introducing more accessible products like bottled frappuccinos at your local grocery store. Pilates achieved the same balance, keeping its exclusive studio vibe intact while introducing affordable mat classes and digital options. The result? A fitness method that attracts both the wellness elite and everyday practitioners. While other boutique fitness trends like jazzercise and step aerobics faded into obscurity, no shade, Pilates climbed higher on the economic ladder, successfully blending exclusivity with accessibility. But let's be real here. Pilates did not just climb the economic ladder alone. Influencers, celebrities, and a little bit of social media magic, shout out to TikTok, Instagram, and all the platforms alike, gave it a serious boost. So let's dive right into the cultural aspects that are associated with this economic phenomenon. As Pilates expands into the mass market, celebrity culture and social media have propelled it further into the spotlight. Stars like Lori Harvey, Hailey Bieber, and Jennifer Aniston have redefined Pilates as the ultimate it girl workout for achieving a sculpted, lean, and balanced physique. The celebrity and influencer boom hasn't just brought more visibility to Pilates, it's also reshaped its economics through the concept of social proof. Because number one, it increased the demand for boutique studios like Former Pilates in LA and Solid Core have reported wait lists full of clients inspired by their favorite influencers. Number two, influencers have also driven demand for online classes and apps, giving their followers more affordable entry points while maintaining Pilates' premium perception. And number three, by associating with high-profile names, Pilates reinforces its status as an elite fitness method, enabling studios to sustain higher pricing tiers. Social media has truly transformed Pilates from a niche practice into a cultural phenomenon, proving that Pilates isn't just about exercise. It's about belonging to a lifestyle and a community. And Pilates isn't just stopping there. It's evolving constantly, and the next chapter is shaping up to be very revolutionary. In emerging markets like China and South Korea, Pilates is skipping the slow climb and going straight for the goal, with luxury studios blended with digital accessibility, turning it into full-fledged lifestyle brands. But the real excitement is in the disruptions on the horizon that could redefine the fitness industry to its entirety. Number one being the introduction of virtual and augmented reality. Like picture reformer sessions being guided by a virtual instructor and giving you instant feedback on your form. Number two is the corporate wellness program integration, where studios are already jumping into employee health plans where they accept HSAs and as well as FSAs to make Pilates more accessible to everyone. And the third thing is biometric tailoring, specifically for you, based upon what your Oura Ring or your Apple Watch says about your energy levels, recovery needs, or even last night's sleep. These innovations are set to catapult Pilates into even more staying power in its multi-billion-dollar industry status. And so there you have it, a workout methodology that was developed in a British prison camp to a multi-billion-dollar industry goes to show us that Pilates is truly a masterclass in lasting impact, adaptability, and as well as innovation. And for me, this is truly more than the workout. It is a passion. And my journey began at the Studio Pilates ATL, whereas they have really reshaped my view on fitness and as well as community due to their precision and care in which that they do in all of their classes. And Joseph Pilates wasn't just ahead of his time. He showed us how niche ideas can turn into global movements, And with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning into the Economics of Pilates with the Junior Economist. Have a lovely day.